Catherine Beard, a Liberal Democrat MEP for the South East. What kind of ways is EU money being spent in your region, and how much of a boost is it to hear that there'll be more funding coming for the coming years?
A real boost, and there is a lot of money coming in, hundreds of millions of pounds, and it's there for the asking. I'm delighted that Vince Cable, Lib Dem Minister, has decided that this is coming down directly to the local enterprise partnerships for a lot of the money, so they will be there in the absolute best position to do the bidding for the projects in their area. But there's a whole suite of other money that is also going to be voted on this week. Money for science, and I have many universities. I was in Oxford the other day looking at the malaria research. Brighton, Guildford, Southampton University all benefit enormously from European funding.
And you say that you mentioned the universities benefiting, but what kind of projects have you seen for yourself that are benefiting in the region, perhaps from some of that regional funding that you mentioned that's now will go to the local enterprise partnerships directly?
For the science funding, as I said, the malaria, also cancer work, but also there are so many funding streams that we're going to give permission for and sign them off this week. I've been down to Eastleigh, where they've been working on retrofitting old type of social housing so that they don't have to knock them all down. We retrofit, we've got solar panels, skins on them to make them warmer houses, all those sorts of innovative stuff we're able to do. Zero waste streams for organisations working on cutting down waste and so we don't keep filling up landfill. All sorts of innovative projects. This money is going to be the lever so that we just need now those people to ask for it.
And in times of kind of economic depression and with jobs on everyone's mind, how important is this kind of funding from Europe? Do you think that it has been creating jobs in the past and can in the future?
Oh, I absolutely know it has. I was looking down the list of colleges and sixth form people working with apprenticeships in businesses. Just practically every institution in the South East region has had European money to help with Train to Gain, the apprenticeship schemes, all sorts of work for young people to get them skilled up, people who have changed direction, maybe through redundancy. Those are the sorts of schemes that I'm really keen that we promote because the funding is there. If we were not in the European Union, none of this money would come to the South East region. That's where the talk of leaving the European Union is so dangerous, because so many jobs rely on it, and then there's this extra funding for retraining and refitting and all sorts of good work that the money does from the European Union.
Another part of this funding being agreed this week is to do with transport, and the South East has projects on the list for key funding from the European Union, including the Reading to Southampton freight line. How important is it to be firstly on the list, but then also that the money's now taken up, that the bids are now put in?
Yes, great that we're on the list, and now we need to be moving forward with that. We've got investment coming into the Southampton docks for reconfiguring for the much bigger ships that are sailing around the world. We now need to have that infrastructure ready to get the stuff from the docks up into the Midlands, and that railway scheme is vital for that. The South East region is the route into the UK and the route out of the UK for so many areas to Europe and the rest of the world. Absolutely vital that we get that infrastructure built, and done with European money is a real bonus for us.
Nearly all these funds require the government to what they call match funds. So when Europe puts the money up, at least another half needs to come from the government. How much pressure would you like now to put on the government to come up with their side of the cash to support the money from Europe?
Well, obviously it has to be match funded. Most of it comes from central government, not exclusively though, so there are different ways that we can fund these sorts of things, but the big infrastructure projects, and we know that we have that commitment from the government on transport especially, as we've just been saying. So yes, I will be watching that. We've come up, we'll be voting this week, coming up with the goods for the money. Now we need the people in the South East region and the local governments, the LEPs, everybody to start now looking and saying, now where can we best use this money?